Welcome to the bold analysis. The messenger is under attack, but the country is laughing at what is a looming disaster. There is a sensitive factor that I'm seeing people laughing with. The recent layoffs in the giant media industry. Now, let me just tell you. Um, Recently, Maasai was relinquished of his duties, NTV, and after some time, I think 2 days later, we've also seen veteran investigative journalist Dennis Okari leaving. Now, if you are privy and you are close to few journalists and the scribes, you will understand that this is not something that started yesterday or last week. This has been a factor, and most journalists are actually working under very difficult conditions. Where someone tells you that you know very well that there will be a restructure, but people who earn some higher amount of money are going to be under threat. So it is only the Maasai and Dennis Okari's exit that is raising the eyebrow. But the truth of the matter here is that there has been a problem. Since COVID-19 period where most of us left the newsrooms, that's also the time I also left the newsroom. This matter of restructure and the affairs of the messengers have been in the limelight. Now, there are two sides to this, and many people are asking, why are they laying off? Why don't they have the money? Is it about advertisers? Yes, it is about advertiser. The revenue stream for the media is advertising. And this advertising, the giant advertiser is government. It is government. Number one advertiser in the media houses is government. Do your research, you will find out that. And as we talk now, I think I read a story here that government owes media houses advertisement fee that runs to the tune of 1.1 billion. Now that is cumulative. Remember, we are just from a political season, and we are also from a regime that had great investments in the media. President Uhuru Kenyatta had investments in the media. And sometimes such is normally good because it creates an environment, it creates a business sensitive policies so that government will benefit. But when the new administration settled in, that has not been sorted. So that is one side of it. Now, currently, there is the other aspect that the digital spaces, the vibrance of the digital spaces is actually kicking out the giant media houses from the industry. Now, I want to tell you one thing, that giant media houses have the capacity to integrate the broadcast and media spaces. And that's why I was so much, it was disheartening for us to see people in the media spaces, to see someone is being attacked because he's covering an event using a phone. And I've seen they're saying, no, I do know that's what is happening. Many people that are leaving, even the graduates, are now even venturing in the digital spaces. Some of us, we survived in the digital spaces after moving out of the newsrooms. But the real thing here is this. I just want to ask you a question. Between YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, where do you consume news firsthand? Personally, this is my own fact. I think 1 month after the general election, I withdrew from the screens. I withdrew from the screens. And this withdrawal, some people left, some people felt, we don't want to know what is going on. We don't want. So, but again, they are coming back pole. And I know some of us can attest to us, but then you can tell us, when last did you watch the TV? And the digital space is now becoming a very vibrant thing. Now, one thing I can say is this. That is the narrow picture. The narrow picture here is that, oh, it's not being, but we need to ask and look at it very keenly, because section of Kenyans have been trivializing this matter. And if you look at Twitter and Facebook, people are trivializing this matter. That from the last general election, we saw that, by the way, let me tell you, there is no media house that is neutral, because in this world there is no one who is neutral. You must have a side, even if it's publicly known or not known. Ukienda kwa ballot, hakuna choice ya neutral. So all these media houses had their own positions, and from that aspect, some people are trivializing that there was a lot of negative messages that was meted on Kenya Kwanza campaigns. And so it could be attributed to now a disharmony between the administration and the messenger. Because it seems, and I will support the decision by a very good plan by the administration to support and boost KBC, the national broadcaster, because actually it is one of the most, it has the best resources, but it does not reach to its standard. And it's in the class of, it should be in the tune of BBC. You know, BBC is funded by the public funds in UK, in Britain. So being an institution that is being funded by government, it should have the potential of employing people, and quite a number of journalists, even the fresh graduates. So this is something that is here. And for the fresh graduates that are now coming into the sector, there is a bit of dilemma between, do I go to the newsroom or do I have to look for communication, to head to the communications? Because we are seeing giant journalists being thrown out of the media houses. And it looks normal, but there is a bigger picture to it. So, even though we can, I've just realized the World Cup, that there was a tussle. Even during the swearing in, there was, I think we analyzed there, there was a big tussle on who was supposed to be given exclusive rights. But this World Cup was supposed to be given exclusive rights on World Cup coverage. And even some of the media houses that were covering World Cup faced a backlash from the giant broadcaster that, look here, we have the exclusive rights. So, but we must also appreciate that the private entities are also helping to curb unemployment. They're also absorbing the skilled labor. Just the way private companies that are working, creating, processing, manufacturing. Most of manufacturing companies are private entities. Just like manufacturing companies are also employing people, it is the same way that even people in the media, even the private media houses, are employing people. This is a matter that we have to be looked at. And so that's why I am looking at it this way. The bigger picture is on how does it affect me, a common man? How does it affect you, a Kenyan? Because the media is the fourth hand after the three arms. It's the fourth arms after the three arms, the parliament, legislature, and executive. And a journalist speaks to everyone. All. Mwalimu akienda barabara, mwalimu akitaka CBA ionekane na government iseme, it's the media who will tell the story. When the police is somewhere and things are not good, it's media who are going to tell the story. When the politician wants to go and campaign and wants people to know his policies, it's the media who are going to tell the story. But then, this is a situation where the messenger is is under attack. What do we really need to look at? Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. Of course, I sympathize with our peers in active journalism, newsrooms. All of us are in the media space, but those who are newsrooms who are really facing, and you just work under pressure. And this is, I can't tell my story, but this is something firsthand, personally I felt. Where you work and someone tells you that, look here, maybe ni mwezi tu, we will not even renew that contract, and they start preparing you psychologically, and you have to live. And when you sit down, you will actually understand, yes, look here, there's no revenue stream. We are all this, we are all that. We can't pay the bills. So these are things that are going on. But we must look at it, because the job cuts, I want to agree with Waziri Eludewalo, that the job cuts should not be the first-hand intervention, the first option of intervention for the private entities to address the problems they are going through. So the point is, go and advertise in the media, and cover this spending bill, so at least these people can be kept afloat for some time as they take time and people will get glued to the screens. With this, we should address the middle class. Bottom-up economic model, it's bottom-up, middle-out. So the journalists are in the middle-out space. If we don't address the middle-out, I can tell you that every other company and entity that will be facing problems are going to fire people out, because that is going to be the intervention. Of course, we know that there is salary increment and a salary harmonization of the salaries and the remunerations, and that also makes you have a demoralized staff workforce, or creating industrial actions. You see where they converge and say this is unfair, this is here. So things are just messy. We need to address the middle class, because we seem to see this as something because of the media, and it is easy to trivialize because you say they never supported so and so. But how about today? It will be the company you work for. It will be your company that will then say, oh, we are not getting the support, and so we need to relieve you. So this is a matter that must be looked on. And the strained relationship is because Kenyans withdrew from the screens. And because of that withdrawal, the traffic is low. And when the traffic is low, there is clients who will come na watakwambia tuambia watu wangapi wana watch, ama what is your traffic. Kama uko na traffic lights, they don't give you adverts. Or even if they give you, the rating goes down. And they now start exploring other media platforms. So that is it. And now the paradigm shift in this model is because you will realize that media wants to tell stories that people want to hear. Because again, if you keep on annoying people, they will withdraw. So you tend to believe, and this points out the fact that the messages both from government and the opposition are getting consumed, but it's not really translating to a good traffic. Something is amiss. When we shrink the private media houses, guys, who is going to tell the COVID billionaire stories? We are simply shrinking the justice, corruption, and legal corruption spaces. The whistleblower that can whistleblow is the media. And when the media is strict, what are we going to look at? We'll have scandals and they will be under the carpets for long and so, but before Utoe, you can't remove because, you're taking negative against government. So government, media might even have to shift positions. And when you shift positions, I don't give media dance with government. The person that is affected is the person who is supposed to confirm the information, because things happen and you will not talk about it. The media capture is retrogressive to our democracy. When this reaches to a point where it is a must they dance to the tune of the day for them to get these benefits, or rather some of these adverts, then I can tell you, democracy will be under threat. That's my take. And guys, let's not trivialize and let's join the voices. I did this video to join the voices. I've seen the journalists coming out and speaking about this, that they're being laid off, their families are going, they're also lacking jobs, and the depression is sinking. So let's join the messenger in this when this need be. And I think the opposition also should take up this matter and also address, because even journalists are Kenyans.